This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies and save up to 55% compared to major banks. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer. So whether you're buying souvenirs with pesos in Puerto Vallarta or spending euros to tip your Coliseum tour guide, you know you're getting a fair exchange rate with no extra markups. Join the 15 million customers who choose Wise. Download the Wise app today or visit wise.com/US/compare to learn more. T's and C's apply. Hey y'all, it's Nikki, and I'm here to remind you to go see the Jaws exhibit at the LBJ Presidential Library before it's gone on October 19th. Now, you probably heard that before he wrote Jaws, Peter Benchley was President Johnson's speechwriter. Well, this exhibit is about the journey of Benchley from White House speechwriter to best-selling novelist to devoted conservationist. Don't miss this fascinating look at the story behind the shark that changed everything. Head on over to lbjlibrary.org and get your tickets before it's too late.
Today on CityCast Austin, only a few of the 100 plus bands at ACL Fest are actually local. So I went there to talk to Austin music royalty Roy Benson of Asleep at the Wheel and ACL first-timers, the Animeros, about what Austin bands get out of playing the festival. It's Tuesday, October 7th. I'm Eva Ruth Moravec, in for Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. So, hello.
Hello, y'all.
How's it going, Mr. Benson?
Beautiful day. We had a great show.
Awesome.
Wonderful show.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about that because you've been doing ACL Festival since 2002.
23 years, they tell me.
And kicked off the very first set this year. So what do you think is different about ACL Fest in 2025?
Well, the kids weren't born. It was... I look out the window. Every year I go, oh, look, oh my God. It's just amazing to watch the progression of folks who come, literally. 23 years ago, the older people in this audience weren't born, the 23-year-olds, A lot of teenagers. I love it, man. The first row of the first 2 or 3 rows of today, I looked out there and I was going, those are all teenagers and 20-somethings. I said, this is so cool, because my band now, of course, is younger. Well, all the guys in my band, I've had 100 people in this band.
100?
Over. 100.
Literally?
Literally.
Wow.
But it's 55 years.
That's incredible.
And so, most of my guys are now 30, 32, 28, 41, 37. And it's just wonderful that they have been able to play this kind of music well so that I can have a career still, because some of the older folks have either gone, don't go on the road anymore, and that's how Asleep at the Wheel keeps going.
Well, you're iconic, which is also how it keeps going.
Well, if I quit, I'm not quitting.
More than 100 people have wanted to play with you in your band over the years, which is
pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
And we've done collaborations with everybody, from Willie Nelson to Dolly Parton to Bob Dylan to everybody. So it's just been wonderful. Truly.
So your audience, you say, has gotten younger, you think, is your observation from the from your seat? It's really,
and of course we have, everything. We have from 8 to 80, as I like to say,
Yeah. Are there any ACL fests that really stand out over these 23 years?
Well, the first one, of course, was because we didn't have any idea what we were doing. Nobody knew. We didn't know if this was going to... that's why I play every year. I helped them put the thing together way back. We were all discussing it, and there were some obstacles, and I had done the first television show. And so, okay, you did the first TV show. You'll open up the show from now on. And I said, I'll hold you to it, Charlie. And they've been wonderful, and it's now a tradition, I guess.
That sounds like it, yeah. What do you think has allowed, not allowed, but what's enabled, empowered you to continue to be a relevant, really popular musician all these 55 years?
Well, I don't give up, and also, I like to think I know how to put a band together that sounds good, and that's been, I think, my biggest asset is be able to attract great musicians, great singers, and then all the collaborations they've done. And Willie Nelson has been my guiding light. I met Willie in 1971. We've been friends forever. When times were bad, he was always there to help. He has been the greatest inspiration to me personally. And without his help, there would not have been. There were times when I was broke, and he would literally say, "Hey, you need some money here," and or come on, going out on the road with us, and all of a sudden, raise our profile. We did an incredible record called Willie and the Wheel 15 years ago, where we did the ACL television show, the Letterman show, the tour, and really solidified Willie's ability to sing anything.
Mm-hmm. So with these musicians who come through your band, do you feel like that's your way of kind of giving back, of doing that, what Willie did to you, kind of help them launch?
Absolutely. The alumni of Asleep at the Wheel have been, they played with Bob Dylan, they played with Diana Krall, they played with Junior Brown, is one of my old bandmates. They've done, Larry Franklin is on 100 country western records from Nashville. They've done, so yeah, it's been not only a jumping off point for such incredible musicians. George Strait started his band with two of my fiddlers.
Wow.
And they've been so great because George would take us out on the road and do the stadium shows. I helped the Dixie Chicks get their started early on. It's just Willie always taught me, and Commander Cody and Dan Hicks and the Hot Licks, they always tried to help people who had similar musical taste, abilities, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that very first ACL, it was Americana Fest, basically, and it really could have kind of kept going in that direction. But you look at the diversity in the schedule, and it's definitely not just an Americana Fest. Do you think that was a good call?
Well, they still have plenty of a number of Americana, but it's basically, every 10 years there's a new generation and they got new bands.
Yeah.
Facts are, I haven't heard of 80% of the bands here.
Me neither.
Yeah, and that's good. I think that gives these bands a chance to break out, They always have legacy bands. Who's playing this year? Luke Combs, who is a fantastic country singer who's more than that. I mean, gosh, you had a hit with a Tracy Chapman song. That's incredible.
Right.
Of course, Stapleton is just a monster talent. So there's a lot of, but I've seen some of the greatest. Tom Petty I saw here. I've seen Al Green. I mean, just the greatest of all kinds of, the Burning Lips and, anyway, it's eclecticism is, I think, the currency of this town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think that ACL Fest is good for Austin musicians who are looking for that launch?
It's a tough thing, but yeah, BMI stage is a wonderful, they do quite a bit of stuff, pretty cool stuff at the BMI stage.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little frustrating for guys working up and down the street saying, how come I can't get on the big stage? And that's something I would rather see a lot more of.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just part of the deal.
So what's your advice for local musicians trying to get it in, trying to get into ACL? Is it worth their
Just keep working
effort?
your butt off and keep showing up.
Yeah.
It's like I said, as long as you're in the game, you might hit a home run. If not, a single's pretty good too. So,
yeah.
But just don't, show up. That's what I always said. Just whether or not it's the biggest stage or the best thing, show up, and people will notice you if you got something,
Yeah. We're hearing some from local musicians that it's getting harder and harder to book gigs here in Austin.
It is.
Do you think this, what do you think about the music scene locally
it's
now?
tough, man. Are you kidding me? When I came to town, we were working for $300 a night, but rent was $300 a month. This is a tough town. The rents are high. Everything's expensive, and so we need. That's why I helped start Ham and Sims Foundation to, at least we can get some of those things taken care of. And but it's tough. The real estate it's hard to open a club. And if you don't have clubs, you don't have places to play. But we got the White Horse, we got the Broken Spoke, we got the Sagebrush, you got Antone's, you got, a lot of stuff South Austin, down Manchac I don't even know about.
Yeah.
But that's the important thing. You've got to have those places to develop acts, and then people will see them and go, wow. I'll tell you why. I used to have a bar down on West 6th Street next to the Star Bar. I don't anymore. It's a sad story. But, I mean, Sturgill Simpson played there during South by Southwest for 12 people, you know.
Wow.
So it's live performance that is the currency now.
Right.
And Asleep at the Wheel has always said, this is what we do. Yeah, I made records. I got 32, 33 records.
I don't know how you have that many records. It's
oh, yeah,
crazy.
I'm working on. I got more that never got out, too, that are sitting in the can.
So do you consider yourself an Austin band
Absolutely.
or Texas?
Well, we're an Austin, Texas band. You know, and everybody has, you know, if they're from Dallas or something, they look down their nose at Austin, but the rest of the world, you know, adores Austin. We go around the world. We were in Europe just 6 months ago, and you know, they adore Austin. But yeah, it's tough. Like I said, when I came here, it was cheap. You could live here, you could work here, but they're coming here all the time, and we just need to make it even more attractive to young musicians.
Yeah.
And we are. There's also the old musicians. There's a charity called Home, which is helping to pay the rent for older musicians, you know. And we're also working on some of that for housing for young musicians. It's tough. It's tough, but it's always was tough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So last question, you talked about, you know, you helping ACL kind of get off its feet in the beginning. What do you get out of playing this festival every year in the blazing heat?
Well, I'm used to that. When I came to town, we didn't have a lot of air conditioning either. A lot of the shows we did, you know, the old dance halls, they didn't have air conditioning. So we're used to playing in the heat. But are you kidding me? It's our chance to play in our hometown to a crowd that is, and like I say, we have the unique opportunity of opening the show. And I will say this, it's not too hot, it's never muddy, it's never dusty. People aren't burned out. They're ready to roll. There's usually 1,500 to 3,000 people, depending on the thing, coming, and they're just jazzed that they're starting the dang festival.
Amen. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else you want to add for Austinites?
Just keep it weird, baby.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Imagine this, your next podcast recorded in the same studio where you're hearing this right now. That's Trick Hat Workway. Trick Hat is Austin's most hospitality-driven co-working space. And yes, they've got a pro-level podcast studio designed for creators, teams, and businesses who want high-quality recordings without the stress of hunting down space or gear. Just show up, plug in, and hit record. Outside the studio, Trick Hat's got you covered. From private offices to dedicated desks, they offer flexible co-working options to fit any business or entrepreneur's needs. And can we talk about the perks? Freshly brewed coffee from Manana, endless snacks, and crispy Diet Cokes. But what really makes Trick Hat different is the energy. From weekly networking opportunities to community trick chats, it's more than a place to work. It's where Austin comes to connect, create, and have fun doing it. Whether you're producing your next big idea or just need a space that feels good to work in, Trick Hat Workway is waiting for you, where it's always old Austin, new tricks. Visit trickhatworkway.com to learn more today. I just got home from a vacation, and though I had a great time, all I could think about was getting back to my bed. Because in my bed, there's no tossing and turning. I have all the pillows I need, and I have my favorite set of Cozy Earth sheets, which keep me comfortable all throughout the night. Now, y'all have heard me talk about these before, but you have got to try them. It's risk-free because they have a 100-night sleep trial, so honestly, if you don't like them, you can send them back. But if you do like them, and I think you might, you will get a 10-year warranty, so you can enjoy them for a long, long time. So head on over to CozyEarth.com and of course use my code CozyAustin for 40% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure you let them know that you heard it from me. Because your bed should be more than a place to sleep. It should be your happy place. Cozy Earth makes that possible.
I'm Eva. I'm with CityCast Austin. Can I get y'all to just say your names?
My name is Nick Tazo.
I'm Nico Sanchez.
I'm Mauro Lopez.
And we're the
Animeros.
Tell me, Nick, what was your first ACL like?
This was incredible. The Animeros getting our first chance to perform at ACL under the Tito's tent, kind of kicking off the festival on a Friday afternoon, was fantastic. We had a great crowd who was dancing along, which is all we can ask for from a crowd.
Yeah, it's always an honor to represent Latin culture, cumbia music, just all of it here. We're local, so it's also an honor to put our stamp on the biggest festival in Austin.
The Tito's tent is usually a jam. Who did y'all see in the audience today?
I saw my brother Will from Billy King and the Bad Bad Bad.
Nice.
He was front and center, and then also my good friend Andrew from Bad Thrillers. So there's some of my favorite local musicians were there out supporting us, which made us feel great.
Great. And I take it, have you all gone to the festival as spectators before?
Yes, we've all come here plenty of times before. I even used to bartend at this festival. The first time I ever came, I was a bartender.
I worked the Waterloo Records tent probably for 5 to 7 years. So yeah, so I saw a lot of really cool shows in that time.
Any favorites?
Probably Paul McCartney. That was a big one. Which oddly enough, I just bought Paul McCartney tickets this morning to see him in San Antonio. So I'm excited.
Nice. Really? Any other standouts?
Yeah, it's been so long since I've come to ACL. So I saw The Cure, which was really cool. I had just moved back into Austin from Dallas, and it was like the weekend I moved, and it was like, let's go to ACL. And then I saw The Cure, and I was like, oh, this is incredible. It was like, welcome back home to live music. So
You drank the Kool-Aid.
I was like, yeah, let me just drive me straight there from the airport.
Yes. I mean, it's interesting that y'all had experience working at ACL before because, a lot of people in Austin actually don't come to ACL, right? It's actually, I found out like 1 in 4 people who come to ACL are actually from Austin.
Oh, wow.
So do you think this is a festival for Austinites, for Austin musicians?
I think C3 and ACL does an incredible job of, us being prime examples of including local Austin bands, Austin musicians. This year alone, there's incredible Austin acts like SL Hauser and The Point, other great Austin bands that we love and respect. And I think C3 does a really great job of inviting local acts to keep us a part of it and remind everybody that this is the live music capital. But it's also an international music festival put on by the same people that put on Lollapalooza and probably other festivals. So yeah, people come from all over to see what this town has to offer, and it's some of the best weekends of music I've ever had.
I think it can be. I know it can be true. I think with this is probably true in many other places, but I feel like when you're local to somewhere, you go to park and do all this stuff and all the hoops you got to jump through. You might stop yourself from going, but it's worth the effort. It's always a blast. I've had so much fun at this festival over the years and seen so many cool bands. Antibalas, Mars Volta, Go-Go Bordello, so many over the years. I don't know. I could keep going, but
yeah,
I'll stop.
Anything to add?
Yeah, so the question is it like a festival for Austinites? I think so. I mean, it's one of those things when you move to Austin, a lot of people move to Austin for the music. The first few years, something like this is just exciting. And then, you build your daily life and you forget that this is your backyard. Mm-hmm. And so I think if you kind of look at it in those terms and remember that, you're like, hey, man, we live in a city where Paul McCartney is going to be playing in our backyard and our beloved park, or Sabrina Carpenter or Blink-182, and they're all coming, and I could watch them on the same weekend. I mean, that's incredible. So I think for Austinites, again, some people get into the groove and they fall into the groove. But I think, anytime that lineup comes up, that week, I see so many friends of mine who are like, I don't know if I'm going to go. They see that lineup and they're like, I'm going to buy tickets this year. And you see it every year. So I think it is very much an Austinite.
We cannot resist the
urge, the FOMO, it's the FOMO that happens.
You're like, October's going to be fine. It's not that big of a deal. And then it's like, no, we're going to ACL every weekend.
For sure, yeah.
What are y'all hoping that this does for your career as musicians, as a band playing together?
We're just happy to get a chance to share. We have a ton of new music coming out. We've put out 2 singles on our on our record label that we signed with Easy Eye Sound.
Just this week, right? You put one of them out just this
our
week?
second single came out on Wednesday, October 1st. Our first single came out August 27th. So we're 2 singles into our album cycle. Full album should be coming out early spring 2026, and we can't be more excited about it. So getting a chance to play in front of the 3 out of 4 attendees that aren't Austinites, hopefully they enjoy it and they were dancing, and hopefully they can take some of it with them and stick with us.
Yeah. Anything to add to that, Nico?
I mean, yeah, I think like Nick said, one thing that we'd like to get out is, this is generally a new band for us, and we've had a really quick and very exciting last year. Dan Arbach of the Black Keys saw us play in town, and he invited us to Nashville. We recorded a bunch of songs, all produced by him. So that's what you're seeing kind of come out. And this is, again, just living in Austin, this is a great opportunity for us to be in town and have work on Friday and work on Monday. It's not always like that, but, and play in front of an international crowd that's here. So I think what we want to get out of this is just be good representatives of the city, good representatives of Latin music, because not a lot of bands are playing that. But then also for us, the selfish part is like, man, we get to be in front of a completely new audience.
Right.
Riding the wave of some really cool releases that we have. So I think that's what we're looking at getting out of it. So. And
now just having the line in your kind of bio resume, that this is a festival that y'all have played. You think that's going to get you access to other stuff?
Absolutely. This is a big, feather in our cap, line on our resume. Playing ACL is such an important thing, and I think a lot of people will maybe turn their heads at us that might not have before.
Mm-hmm. So how does it happen? How do you get into ACL as a band?
That's a very good question.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, we checked our email one day and we got a nice little offer to play the festival.
Just cold, or did you have to apply?
It was a cold email. So big up to C3 for kind of having a finger on the pulse of what's going on. So, yeah.
They literally just cold reached out to you and said, would you play ACL?
Totally.
I totally thought it was a different process than that.
No, it's an invitation-only festival. So at that time, we didn't even have a management yet. We do have a manager now, but at that time, it was all very indie. It's all moving quickly, so.
That's so cool. That means, are other festivals like that, or do you have to apply and...
I feel like most of these are well curated festivals that their tastemakers are putting together. So yeah, we're honored to represent.
Austin, we're hearing at CityCast, we've heard that musicians in Austin are having a pretty hard time booking gigs right now. That it's just, it's not as easy as it used to be. So how do you book gigs? What's your advice to, musicians who want to be in your position next year and kind of get recognized like you guys did?
I will say, just put yourself out there. Social media is obviously a big part of it, but I think just don't be afraid of self-promotion. It always feels weird for bands. It's always like, I got to do this and I got to talk about myself. That people want to hear about you. They want to learn about you. If they see a show and they see you on Instagram or whatever, they want that, they want to see something and they want to learn about you. The other advice is, I think, just meeting other people, other bands in the scene, that network that you get to create just with musicians that aren't in the same genre as you. Nick mentioned Billy King and the Bad Bad Bad. He's a good friend of the band, but he plays rock and roll music. We love him. The Point is another band. They were just, the monthly artist for KUTX. So those are good friends of ours. Just knowing them helps you kind of stay in that sort of circuit of hey, there's a show, do you want to share a bill? And that's really where a lot of that comes from. And in terms of the local scene, if you're asking Austin specific, I think that's really helpful. Just making friends who are in bands and yeah, it really helps out a lot.
Nice. And is Austin still the live music capital of the world, y'all think?
100%. Yeah. I feel that really strongly, because one thing that Austin has that I love to this day, I've lived here quite a while, We have the best music venues. We have so many music venues doing 2 shows a day, 7 days a week. You go to Continental Club, you can go at happy hour, there's a band. You can go at the night, there's a band every day. Seaboys every day. Whitehorse every day. There are opportunities to get on stage and to perform original music. We obviously have our touristy zones, and we have our areas where you can go hear some great cover bands if that's what you're looking for. But if you're an original artist in Austin, you've written something that means something to you, there is a venue in this town that will put you on stage. So like Mauro was saying, go support other bands, but more importantly, or not more importantly, but equally important, go support those venues and be part of that infrastructure. We can't lose any more music venues, because that's when we will lose the live music capital. But for right now, any night of the week, you'll see a local band playing music that they wrote on an incredible stage. And you can't do that everywhere.
Yeah.
And you definitely feel it. You definitely feel it more when you leave Austin and you're in another city and you're like traveling or something. You're like, wait, where's the live music? And you're like, there's like 1 or 2 places.
Like a piano bar.
Yeah, and it's like, man, Austin, you're like, I got friends playing on the south side. I got friends on the east side playing tonight. It really is just super supportive of just local music all the time, every day.
Your favorite venue to play in town?
Personally, our very first show with this band was at Seaboys.
I love Seaboys.
February 29th, 2024, where we have a leap year birthday with the Ani Meadows. We've played at Seaboys quite a lot since then. That is one of my absolute favorite places to play in the entire world.
Awesome.
I've had a lot of fun nights over at Mohawk too.
Ooh,
That's one of my favorite places to play as well. That's many of those where you're feeling like you're riding on Valcor, flying through the sky.
Nice.
Mohawk.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, what's next for y'all?
Next thing we got is October 9. We're playing over at Waterloo Records, 5 p.m. We're doing a little in-store to promote our 45, Gozalo, Terlingua, and we'll have records available that day, so come grab some.
Awesome.
Friday, October 10th, we're doing an ACL after party at Continental Club with our brothers, The Point. And that's going to be an incredible dance. That's going to be a sweaty dance party on the Continental floor, so come out to that.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. You can find links to the Ani Meadows and Asleep at the Wheel in our show notes. And if you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. While you're at it, get out there and support some live Austin music. And if you really love CityCast Austin, help support us by becoming a neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.